Yep, g'day guys, Shredder here again. We're going to have a go at the Tournament of Champions. I've been asked to use TP balls for this one because you can win them for free in a number of different tournaments. The Ultimate Golf Tournament, or UGT as it's known for short, comes out every few days or so. You can win Tour Pro trophy balls there. You can win them on the Tour Pro tier. The Ultimate tier, you get a brand new ball. But yeah, you can win these for free and bank them up just by using Pro D1s, which I did probably about 9 months ago. And I got to a point where I banked up about 200 of them. So yeah, you can win these balls for free. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play with the best, or now as the case may be, the second best free ball that you can get, other than the one you win from Tournament of Champions, which is the Gold Cup ball. But you only get to win that once a month. There's no other time you win that. So we are going to play this with Tour Pro trophy balls because people have wanted to see what that looks like as opposed to the even more premium balls from ball packs and the less premium balls like Pro D1s. So that's what we're going to have a crack at. Okay. Let's change that over. Should be pretty good there for around the max Bigfoot range. Yep. Okay. Six rings, let's have a look. Now, with these, I like to have a longer shot arc from this first bounce point. I tend to have more consistency with that. So let's have a look. 7 rings. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. So at this point it's about a 1 ring rollout. Now we are almost certainly pulling downhill there. Only a little bit, not too much. So I'll set that up with the pin. Now, with a 2 ring rollout, there's about a 2 ring shot arc. There's about a 1.2 ring rollout, give or take. So 1.8 is about 1 to 1.1 ring rollout. This is just an approximation. This is not perfect by any means, but with the higher wind, it pushes forward more in a tailwind. And we're only pulling slightly downhill. So I think any closer than that, and we're probably going to overshoot the hole. And we're pulling down to the right. So I'm going to set up just there between the left edge of the cup and the pin, maybe even back slightly towards the pin. Only off just a little bit. We are pretty close there. I like that. So let's go ahead and play that one. Did I just pull that wrong? I did too. I nearly made the mistake. Now it's not quite the setup I wanted again, but that will be close enough. This is what happens when you use lower wind balls. You're always pulling the 2-something ring range, and you can often get in the habit of putting it in that first ring and then pulling through. So it's the second ring and then pulling through. That is 3.5. So there you go, that rollout was actually a bit longer in that regard, but thankfully got it on the third bounce. So it looks like you probably could have left that set up with the pin and back the backspin off a little bit more. But, you know, third bounce is not too bad. I'm alright with that. So another big foot. You know what? I cannot see that 10th ring. So I am going to do this. Okay, that's 10 rings there. That is evidently way too close. Let's have a look at 10.5. It's not bad, but it's a short guide, but we are going to be pulling downhill, I think. Yeah. So that's going to pull us a little bit further away from the pin, so I'm going to set up just left of the pin. And you notice I'm shuffling backwards and forwards so that it doesn't have to be a full complete tick in that direction. That puts us about 0.7 of a ring short of the hole. I think that'll probably be okay. Not 100% sure on this, but that's what I'm going to do anyway. Yes, remember the second ring. 3.35. About there. Yeah. See, I'm used to playing with longer rollouts. So obviously could have backed the backspin off there. Not a very good one, but doesn't matter. Not to worry. Little bit of right spin to keep it in the centre of the fairway. Keep it away from the trees and the edges as best you can. Being in a headwind, this will be a hellfire shot for sure. Do I have enough backspin with hellfire though? No, we're probably going to have to go root. Now, root works pretty well if you're reasonably good with Bigfoot. Shot view is a little bit less, but setup is very similar. That's 10 rings. Yep, 10 rings looks good. Just going to back some backspin off. Let's bring that back around to the center of the pin. Okay. That off just a little bit, because a 70% shot view means it's going to roll out just a little bit more than what you can see. With Bigfoot, I would put that normally, in this scenario, probably about 3/10 of a ring before the hole. And that's relatively close, I think. .94. Wind coming right to left. Left to right. Gonna set up just left of the pin. I think, although I'm pulling downhill, so I can never be too sure with these things, but still. If any of these drop, I'll be happy. It's about 3.94. Dead center of the cup. Just what you want to see. Bigfoot. Three rings from Max. This hole plays a bit funny. Can never quite get it right. It's pretty fast green. It travels pretty far, but we're not in a complete headwind or a tailwind. We're in a crosswind scenario type thing, but we're pulling uphill a little bit, so I'm going to leave it about there. That seems alright to me. Line it up with the center of the pin, which you can just see through the shot guide there. Come over 2 ticks, compensate for some of that pull, and see how we go. Double check. Alright, so if I went 2%, 3.8, yeah, that might have worked. So you can use the elevation button as well. I don't know why I always do full backspin first, but that's what I do. Probably to judge rings from Max and to the pin a little bit better. So I think we're going to go 6 rings to start. Okay, so I still think that's a little bit too far back from the hole. That's probably pretty close. I said about 1/3 of a ring, didn't I? But this is a bit of a slight downhill roll here, so it's probably going to roll out a bit more than I think as well, but I still think that's fine. 0.3, 0.4 of a ring. left edge of the cup, or between the left edge and the pin. Yep, I like that. Yep, that'll do me. .6. Beautiful. Clubs, pin. Well, I've got to try and make it through this round as well. I've nailed a couple, but I'm just going to go one of these just to make sure that I get up there. So this is going to come over a bit more than you would normally think, so aim towards the rough there, just get off a perfect shot. And that should come back towards the middle of the fairway, I think. That's okay. We are about 0.2 multiplier, which would be 0.76 of a ring, which is probably 2 or 3 ticks. .6 1 It's about 0.9. Is it too much? Might add a little bit of left spin just to try and counter that. I guess we'll see how we go. Perfect. So now we want to try and hit the front of this ridge here to drive us as far as we can. It's an extremely long par 5 without it. And come back about 3.7, 3.8 rings. So we'll go 3.8, 8. 2.9. Now if you pull too far, that's going to end up clipping the rough. So I've noticed that when you pull here, you pull a little bit less or a little bit more depending on which way the wind is. If you're pulling downhill, you need to pull more, and if you're pulling uphill, you need to pull less. I'm pretty sure that's what I've done before. So we're going 2.9, so I'm going to go about 2.75, which is that bottom marker there. That's 2.75 there. Not bad, not bad. See where 10 rings has us. Far too close. Come back another ring and a half, I think. Maybe a ring. So that was 10. Three rings. Oh, still think that's probably too close. I think coming back half a ring will be more than enough. .5, left edge of the cup. That's 3 ring. Is that going to roll out 1 ring? 70%. 4 rings. That's going to be pretty close. Come forward a bit. 1 ring, that's going to be pretty close. Going uphill, so outside edge of the cup. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. About 3.53. There, I think. .54. Come one more. That'll do. Oh, in on the 3rd bounce. How lucky is that? But that went in on the right hand side, so you could have gone outside the cup by another half a cup, I think. And that would have played a bit better and maybe pulled back a little further. Alright. 10. So that's about 18.7. Straighten that shot view up a bit. Almost a dead tail. Okay, so in this, I kind of like Orion to have about a 2-ring rollout. So the end of the shot guide there is at the 4th ring. So if that's 1 ring, is about 1 3/4 of those 2 little things. I'd say that's pretty close to a 2-ring rollout. That's kind of how I like to have it. Seems to be going straight at the hole roughly. So I actually like where that is. I'm just going to double check this for the numbers. Okay, now for this, we're pulling through the center, but to get an accurate pull, I'll pull 1 ring past the center ring. 6.76. So that is 5, that is 6.7. That's roughly 6.76. Beautiful. I think I'm saying beautiful after everything that drops. Terrible. This one I just hit as hard as I can, pretty much. And a little bit of right curl to get around the tree here. Because as you saw, the shot guide dropped out and there was nothing there in the adjustment circle, so that'll get you around the tree. There's a few people don't even know they can do that. I don't like that, I don't think. Okay, what we can do here is remove Bigfoot and give us a little extra range on the root, rather than changing to another club that I'm not particularly good with. Ten. $17. So normally you only have something like 16 rings, I think, to work with Bigfoot underneath. Okay, that's too far back. Let's go forward a ring. $16 is too far back. Let's a 15.5. Line that up at the bottom of the screen. That's too close again. So we're going to have to use some backspin adjustment here. Come back to 16 rings. Set that up with a pin. Three rings. Now, as we know, this had quite the rollout on the last hole, and it's not a complete headwind. I'm going to do that. There's going to be some right to left wind push. Come over 4 ticks roughly. Yeah, just outside the edge there. And we'll have a go at that. Close enough. Pulled up a bit short, but all in all, not too bad. Not too bad. Good enough for first place in the meantime. That's pretty good. Alright, well, that's how I play with Tour Pro balls. Hopefully some of that stuck with you, like the 2-ring rollout in a tailwind with Orion. Some of that stuff hopefully sticks and works for you. Until the next video, it's Shredder. I'm out, and I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.